We're really excited to have the Aya and Tano Collective here on the MarshStream, streaming theater for a public audience. We have a terrific show here, and so I'm gonna start setting up the camera here for our performers, the Aya and Tano Collective, and take it away.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, and thank you to the Marsh for having us. We're really excited to be here. So we're going to be playing a set of Greek and Albanian music for you all. We're going to start with a song called Manolaros from
From Skiros,
from the island of Skiros. Thank you.
Thank you. So most of the songs we're playing tonight are from Grace. This next one, we're going to change up the instrumentation a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And
I forgot this one was next.
we're going to play our token Albanian song for tonight.
Right.
Can you see the lyrics okay?
Yeah. Good. Can you?
I have good eyes.
Can you get the lyrics out?
Oh, true. Hope everyone's doing okay today. Still a lot going on in the world. And yeah, hope everybody's getting enough art and music in their lives still.
Ready? You start.
Yep.
Zet pensa gërsheta Otino murova kafjeta Onje zet pensa gërsheta Otino murova kafjeta Tismi numërove dot E moret jadë borzilot Tismi numërove dot E more djallë borzilo Oj lajle, moj lule O sa e bukur që më je Oj lajle, e moj lule O sa e bukur që më je Otino morova kërflije E buze kuqe karafile Otino morova kërflije E buze kuqe karafile Tismi numërove dot E more djallë borzilo Tismi numërove dot More djallë borzilo Oj lajle, moj lule O sa e bukur që më je Oj lajle, moj lule O sa e bukur që më je Mos je jëlla, mos je hëna E mos je mollë për të ngrëna E mos je jëlla, mos je hëna E mos je mollë për të ngrëna Ëmbël son të redë njëne E veç për nonan e babane Ëmbël son të redë njëne E veç për nonan e babane Oj lajle, oj lule O sa e bukur që më je Oj lajle, e moj lule O sa e bukur që më je çamaye oy layle moy lole Hasay bu kurmay çamaye
Nice. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was our one Albanian song of the set, and the rest going back to Greece.
And the one song I play lauto on, this is called a lauto, by the way, if you don't know. It's a Greek lute. Me and my dad were just talking about how hard it is to play it the other day. How hard it is to make it sound good. But
What's
it's a great
next?
instrument. Let's play Aya Tano Collective.
Oh yeah. So next, we're gonna play a song from Crete, the island of Crete.
Actually, we're playing a lot of songs from Crete tonight.
Yeah, that's right. 3 songs.
For some reason, it just felt like it.
This one is like the most upbeat, I feel like. This one makes me feel jolly. Rocking and upbeat. What do we got next?
So this
Oh,
next
this one.
song is a very sweet song from Chios, the island of Chios. So most of the songs we're playing today is island music, or like, and Cretan. Technically, Crete is an island.
It's just
so
a really big island,
just
so
a
it
big
almost
island.
doesn't feel like an island, but
Yeah. I don't know if it's considered island music, but technically it is. Yeah, so anyways, this instrumentation with violin and lauto is very common in Greece in general, but like especially in the islands. Yeah, and you'll see like if you go to Greece, you'll see people carrying around lautos like you see people carrying around guitars here. It's like the Greek guitar, basically. Anyways, this next song is from the island of Chios, which is in the northern part of the Aegean. One second, I have to remember how this song goes.
Βαρκούλες του νησιό στη Σάμο πήγε κι άραξε και κάτσε και λογαριάσε. Στη Σάμο πήγε κι άραξε και κάτσε και λογαριάσε.
Yeah, sometimes there are those songs that you just like can't remember.
When you learn so many songs, at some point they all blend into one mush in your
Yeah,
head, right?
actually, this song, it really, I don't know, for some reason, it always makes me sing this other song, Sinefias Meni Kiriaki, if you guys, I don't know who's watching, but like, if you guys are into Greek music, it's a Rebecca song. I don't know, it's just like the same key, and it totally fits.
Yeah.
So, what do we have next? I think Timariotikos.
Oh, nice.
So the last song we learned it for an FDF, Folk Dance Festival.
That's right.
It's a Greek
we have
annual.
Michael Garibaldi watching here on Facebook, by the way.
Michael, what's up? Oh, shit. Okay.
So he knows these songs.
I mean, okay. So this next song, Timariotikos, I learned for his dance group for FDF. So this is a annual Greek American dance festival competition that we just barely made it this year. It was in February, so it was one of the very last things we did.
Right before COVID hit, and it would be a COVID nightmare if it was. I mean, it would have for sure been canceled. It was like a huge event with lots of people holding hands in an enclosed space.
It, like, you know, there was a lot, like.
But we're happy that we just barely made it before the start of the pandemic because it wouldn't have been possible to do that event online.
And it was so fun.
Yeah.
This year it was really great. What am I? Oh, I'm not singing, so I don't need any lyrics.
Okay.
So this song is from the island of Kalymnos. So it's more south. It's a southeastern part of the Aegean. And a lot of I feel like Greek music and Balkan music, Turkish music, a lot of times people who don't grow up hearing it, they're pretty fascinated by the rhythms, I would say.
Yeah.
And so like coming into that music, if it's new for you, people are often fascinated by the rhythms, you know, like odd time signatures. There's a lot of sevens and nines, and I mean, it gets more like there's a ton of odd time signature things. But what I love about Greek, especially island music, is there's a lot, even when it's just 4/4, like each island has like a tiny little variation in the swing that there is to it. And this next song is a 7, but you'll hear like it's like parts of it have a little swing that hopefully we're
we're trying to do accurately, and hopefully we're achieving.
Yes. Anyways, it's fun. I like it.
All right.
That was Timarioticos. So we have a few more songs. Next song, we're gonna change it up a little bit, bring it down. The song is from Ipiros, and a lot of the songs that we're playing tonight, are songs we've been teaching our class when we have it. We kind of took a break from teaching our class when we moved to the East Coast anyways, but yeah, I don't know, we had some classes from my home, my mom's home. Thank you, Mom. And at, music festivals, camps, and things like that. At Freight and Salvage, also in Berkeley. Some water. And so yeah, the first couple songs. Oh, are we still on? We're good?
You are on, but I think we just lose your...
I think you accidentally turned your
You
video
lost
off.
your video. Can you turn your video back on?
Can you still hear
We
us?
can hear you, yes.
Connor, do you want to figure it out while I keep talking here?
Yeah, it keeps
Oh, here you go.
Here we are.
I don't know why in Zoom it keeps putting a slash through our video. I didn't click anything. I don't know.
Okay, you know what I'm going to do here? As long as we've interrupted you, I'm going to give you co-host status, which hopefully should allow you to restart your video on your own if it cuts out again.
Okay.
And as long as we've interrupted, I am so loving this and have been so tempted to unmute myself so you could hear me applaud. Anyway, but keep going, and for everyone else listening, we're going to be doing Q&A at the end. I've got some questions, but I'm going to shut up. So keep going. We're loving it.
Okay, got a few more songs left.
Yeah.
Ready? Stop.
Piasamia perdica marmanam piasamia perdica matiamu Stokluvitin hevala mormanam Stokluvitin hevala matiamu Nalalaika the proim mormanam Nalalaika the proim matiamo Naksipnaita Nyogambra mormanam Naksib naita Nyogambra matyamu Ketañoste fanota mormanam Ketañoste fanota matyamu.
Thank you.
All right, so again, that was a song from northwestern Greece, a region called Epirus. And you probably can notice that the kind of sonic characteristics of that style is pretty different from the songs we played earlier with the lauto and violin. And lauto and violin, instrumentation-wise, is still part of that music, but the scales and the inflections in the voice and in the clarinet are very different from the island style.
It's much more similar to Albanian music. I mean, it's just like
it's right across the border from Albania, so
goes across.
yeah, maybe you also notice more of a similarity to the one Albanian song we played earlier, because sonically those two styles are very similar.
And geographically much closer than like all the other island stuff that we're doing.
And that's one of my favorite styles, especially in terms of the clarinet playing. We traveled there in 2015 and met a particularly inspiring, for me and for Aya, clarinet player in Albania who plays this style, and it's just mind-blowing the way they play, silky smooth, sliding all over the place, but super sweet. It's really, really beautiful.
His name is Jani Struga.
Yeah. So if you liked the sound of that, look up music from Epirus and southern Albania, and you can find a lot of polyphonic, pentatonic music similar to what we just sang.
Now I'm back to Crete, totally opposite part of Greece, musically also.
Oh, James Hoskins
James!
is watching. James!
Hi!
We're about to play another song from Crete. Sorry, were you about to say something?
I was just going to say it's been since we saw you on our road trip.
We just drove across the country and relocated to San Francisco. We're both from the Bay Area. I grew up in Berkeley, and I grew up here in San Francisco. But we had been living on the East Coast, and we just, about a month ago, drove across the country. And someone who's watching our Facebook live stream right now hosted us in Colorado. And James, I hope you appreciate this song. Maybe you even know it. It's Cretan. I know you like some Cretan music. Okay. So, what's the tempo of this song? How are we? Maybe you should cut it up so I don't do it too slow.
O girisu mek
It's a lot of words.
Yeah, that song is a little bit crazy, but it's really fun.
It's so pretty.
One of the most interesting things about that song, this recording that we learned it from, or I don't know how you learned it, but
Yeah,
the only recording that I've heard of it, well, Aya taught it to me, but the only recording I've heard of it that she showed me, they're playing so fast, and that's pretty common in Cretan music to play things pretty fast, but it sounds so relaxed. It's like they're just zooming through the notes, but they're not like shredding, you know? It's like the most relaxed, fast playing I've ever heard. And it's pretty hard to achieve that. Because it's easy to like tense up and, you know, play really hard when you're playing fast, but they're like so relaxed playing all these notes.
Yeah, I used to play the song so slow because I thought it was a slow song.
Because it sounds
we like
slow. It's an
compared it to the
illusion.
recording that
Yeah.
it was like, oh wait, wait a minute. So we're at the end of our planned set list, and I guess we're kind of towards the end of our.
Yeah, we're
Right.
about, I think we're perfect on time. Yeah, one more song, I think, right?
And then we're gonna have a Q&A. How fun! So stick
Yeah.
around if you have any questions, or if you just want to kick it.
What's the last song?
Kritikes.
Oh, yeah. Another song from Crete.
Thank you. canciones que
On behalf of the audience, I applaud. To the rest of the audience, I apologize. Zoom just gets so unwieldy when we unmute everybody. But we so enjoyed that. I did have a few questions, but I had to throw you guys a few comments from one of our YouTube stream watchers here. So I'm going to flip over this and read you a few of the comments and questions here, if that's okay. It's a user named Long Manoy, if I am pronouncing that correctly. I don't know if it's someone you know or just a new fan. Has been enjoying the heck out of this. Started by saying, really enjoying your performance. Goes on to say, our daughter is trying to learn to play the violin, and you are so inspiring. Yeah, I took lessons when I was a girl, so I really appreciate your taking the time to do this. Thank you for the history as well. Love the style. Now, also asks if you could give some of the spelling, I assume, of some of the islands, because I've been writing crap phonetic spellings of them in my notes. So I'd like to pass that on. You mentioned the island of Epiros, I think was the name. And how's that spelled?
A region of mainland Greece, not an island.
Yeah. So I mean, in English, you would spell it Epirus.
Epiur. Oh, okay.
Epirus.
So that's on the mainland.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Sorry, before. Wait.
Well, it looks like his video's not on.
Oh.
Oh, apologies. Yeah, here I am yakking away without letting you on. Sorry, my enthusiasm got the better of me. So Epiros is on the mainland, and then you mentioned Skiros, an island, I believe.
Yeah, Skiros is SKI or Y, probably Y actually, SKYROS. Obviously, it's in like Greek, and then there's like the English interpretation of how it's spelled. So
Okay.
I believe it's with a Y. And that's part of the Sporades Islands. That's like pretty close to mainland, so it's western part of the Aegean.
And then
Pretty
you
close.
also mentioned, I believe, the island of Chios.
Yes. I think in English you would spell it CHIOS. You might see it like Xios too, because in Greek the X letter is how you make that like kind of Cheh sound. It's chios.
Okay. And while you were playing, I was like, well, how many did maybe if I just look up Greek islands on Wikipedia, I can find these spellings. 1,200 islands, never knew. Um, so I've passed this on to our YouTube audience. You're getting lots of applause signs here. And there's a question: where did you attend school as children? Do you suggest any programs for children?
Music school? Well, okay, I didn't, it wasn't school, but I trained in Suzuki classical violin.
Okay.
Then my dad plays Greek violin, so that's how I like when I went home, he would teach me this kind of stuff.
He's
So
watching here on Zoom, by the way.
yeah, obviously I teach, and I know a lot of violin players who teach. So you could get private lessons. I don't know about school, but if somebody's interested in learning Greek or this kind of music, we're available. But also, like I do also recommend Suzuki Violin program for it's totally different music, but it
Right.
was great for learning violin. I loved it.
Wow.
I don't know. Oh, you went to middle school with
Yeah, I
music
went. I
school.
went to a elementary. Well, it's a K through 8 school in San Francisco called the San Francisco School. Maybe you know about it. I think there's might be some overlap with the Marsh in terms of people who are affiliated
Yeah,
with both.
probably.
But yeah, they just had a really great music program, the Orff style of music teaching. Um, and I went to middle school there, 6th through 8th grade, and I think that's a really, really great program for kids to get weekly exposure to music, and they make everyone is part of the music program, regardless if they were kids or interested in music prior to attending the school. So
And I think Orf is like this. I don't know Orf very well, but I think it's like this. And Suzuki is definitely like this, where it's like really heavy on the ear training. And I definitely highly recommend any program that really prioritizes ear training. Um, Not that like it's good to be able to read music too for like gigs, like last minute gigs. I don't read music, and I like admire like people who like can just like um read on the spot and like you know for gigs. But like I feel like for to really learn music, like really get it in your body, you really need to get good ear training for that. I think so. Personally, that's how.
Okay. Now I'm no musicologist. I mean I took piano and actually viola lessons, and I was terrible at both. And so don't know music, but it was really interesting to me to hear you talk about the different swing of the music from island to island. Like I said, I don't have the language or understanding to really sort of parse out music, but as I was listening to you, um, I found myself enjoying it in very much the same way that I enjoy jazz. So to hear you talk about swing was really cool. Um, Really, just a statement. But so you traveled pretty extensively through Greece and the Balkans. Did it surprise you these differences as you went from island to island?
Yeah, I think so because I learned Greek music here, since I was a kid, and then when I finally went to Greece, I was an adult, and it was like this dreamland that I finally got to go and like learn from amazing violinists, and I was never taught that part, like the rhythm part. It was never like that much of a part. I don't know, priority to like a lot of the Greek or I don't know, just like that was never really taught to me here.
it's more
And
something you noticed when you were over
no, when
there.
I was there, like every single violin teacher that I met was like, you need to use your bow more. And the bow is where the rhythm is for me, for a violinist,
Okay.
and like then later, like people were telling me, yeah, like there's swing in every single violin, it's different. And um, And yeah, so like it was really it was a new lesson for me. Like after playing Greek violin for like whatever 15 years or something, and finally like learning that the rhythm is like so important when you're playing violin. You need to play the rhythm.
And here you are, the two of you work. I think the other thing that kind of made me think of jazz is the back and forth between the two of you as instrumentalists, as vocalists, and um, the way the instruments and the vocal and the two of you um, interact uh, and I thought to myself, and here they are. There is no percussionist. Um,
Uh,
and
yeah,
you mentioned on your website the extended family of the Aya and Tano Collective. So do you work with percussionists, and is it different to work with percussionists within the ensemble?
So, okay, wow, there's so many things to say. First of all, in Greek, especially Greek island music is one of the few musics around the world I think that like really doesn't drum is like not so like dominant in that
It's not
music.
so central to the
Yeah,
music.
there's
Yeah.
sometimes there is, and it's great when you find a Greek drummer who's really, you know, really good, like Michael Garibaldi, who was watching earlier. Um, but yeah, it's definitely like kind of more like a additional flavor. It's not like the core music.
Yeah, a lot of, I mean, I feel like a lot of, at least what has become in America world music. I feel like a percussion, world percussion, and drums are a very central part of that. I mean, the popular when Indian and African music styles became really popular in the States. I feel like that percussion is a really central part, and there's the idea of drum being the heartbeat of a music is, I feel like, very common in a lot of folk music styles. But um,
And pop. It's
and
like
yeah,
all
yeah, sure,
about
yeah, right.
yeah.
It's like the beat is the core,
Yeah.
and rhythm is a huge part of this music, obviously, but it comes
Yeah.
more, like
Or in like
Aya said, in the bow of the
or the
violin and the strumming
loto.
of the
And I wanted to mention Tano's first instrument ever was percussion.
percussion. Yeah.
And so it's kind of actually like awesome him playing lauto. You know, he has like he's really good with rhythm. So like, you know, also same with
Yeah.
Michael when he plays lauto too. I'm talking about Michael so much.
Well, you mentioned it was the fifth song in your set that you learned for a dance festival. And so you have this form that's, we'll say, less tied to drums and percussion maybe than at least what I'm used to. Um, and yet it all felt pretty danceable to me. And what kind of relationship is there between the music and dance?
I think it's very, very tied. So one thing that the first time I went to Greece to like learn from a bunch of people, I mostly got violin lessons, but I got one vocalist from this amazing singer named Katerina Papadopoulou, and she told me something and it just like stuck with me forever. She's mainly a singer, but she plays some oud also. Oud, which it's a do you know what oud is? It's like a
No.
It's a lute-like instrument, similar shape of the body to this lauto, but it's fretless
so it's
and
more
common in the Middle
melody
East and
thing.
Turkey and Greece.
Anyways, so she was really advocating for like singers. She said singers need to know how to dance, dancers need to know how to play an instrument, uh, instrumentalists need to know how to sing, and everybody needs to know how to do everything. Like it's all one thing. So yeah, I definitely believe that it's all
And most of the songs we
connected.
played this evening, there are different dances that accompany each song.
Specific
Um,
dance.
the different rhythms and different styles of music from around Greece have different dances that are particular to that style of music or that rhythm.
That is so cool. We're coming up on the end of our evening now. I have we've put links to your website in the chat here on Zoom and also in the YouTube stream. I'll also mention, by the way, as an aside, that your big fan Long Manoy mentions here you would be they would love to have you down in Southern California. So I put the link to your website in there. They might be getting in touch with you. I don't know.
We're actually we're moving to LA soon, so
Oh, are you?
this is
And you just
perfect.
got here. You just got here to the
Well,
Bay
we're
Area.
transitioning through, like
Yeah,
staying at our.
we don't know exactly when, but as I mentioned before, we both grew up in the Bay Area and have been living on the East Coast. Me for the past 5 years, about, and Aya for the last 2.5, 3 years. And we came back here because it's our
To like
home to,
regroup.
regroup a little bit.
Sure.
We are moved to LA just for the music industry, kind of just the fact that the music industry is sort of centered there and there's a lot going on there, and we hope that there would be a lot of opportunity for
Well,
our work
especially
down there.
Tano's main thing. He's a producer,
Right.
so
I also do a lot of studio work, like a mix engineering and recording and production. So yeah, we are interested to. We're thinking about moving to LA soon. We don't know exactly when, but
Okay.
whoever you are on the YouTube,
um,
please get in touch with us, and we'll let you know when we'll be in Southern California.
Yeah, so that is tanobrock.com, your website.
Yeah.
And the links are in the chat and on both platforms we've got here. Um, so,
And I have
thank.
her own website as well, ayasafia.com, her
Okay.
name. That the Aya Tano Collective website, as you mentioned, is part of my website, but Aya has more information about what she does, and
Great. You know what? And I will put a link to Aya's website as well in both chats. Um, and yeah, because you've both released albums separately,
that's right.
and you have yet to release one collectively. Is that right?
it's kind of complicated. We're
Yeah,
figuring things out right
Okay.
we
now.
Okay.
have not released an album together. That's correct, but we've been collaborating for a long time, and the albums that Aya released, I actually produced.
So most
And
of our stuff, like on Spotify, release stuff, it's more our pop music, our original pop, because we do like a lot of other stuff too. Um, but we're really hoping to start recording some of these songs soon too.
yeah, so
Awesome.
stay
We're
tuned
really
for that.
excited about
We're
that.
really hoping to record this kind of music we played tonight and release an EP or an album soon.
All right. All right. Yeah, so everyone in the audience do check um, Aya and Tano online, both collectively and separately, and keep an eye on them. I know there are links on Tano's website to social media. You've both got social media presences, and so we will be following you. So thank you both so much for joining us here. I've enjoyed it so much.
Thanks
Yeah.
so much. Thank you. Thank Brianna if she's still here, and
And
Alexa,
Alexa
and
for reaching out to me. Really glad we made it happen.
thank you
Yeah.
guys all.
Us too. Us too. And thank you to everyone in our audience tonight. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Aya and Tano, and we'll just say good night, everybody.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Next time.